Hey guys, thanks for watching the Stephen Mendes channel. And we've got an interesting video for you today. I received a lovely iPad Air 2 as a gift. And instantly I put on the Roland VR-09 app. And I'm now ready to answer all your questions related to it. Okay, now, when we hook the VR-09 up to the iPad, how do we do it? First, we need to buy the camera adapter, lightning to USB camera adapter. There you see it there in the display, and the USB cable is plugged into that and into the back of the wonderful VR-09 keyboard. The app was easy enough to install, and it took a while to connect the first time, but now once it is connected, all we do is plug it up, turn on the keyboard, load the app, and away we go. Now notice when I press the organ button on the VR-09, the display changes to the organ setting, and it also changes back to the synth setting when I press the synth. So they're talking to one another really well. Now we're going to answer in this lesson today, we plan to answer the question, when I change the parameters of a synth tone and save it to the registration, will I in fact be able to get back the original synth sound using the buttons? That's what we want to learn today for sure. Other people have suggested that we will not, so it's up to us to find out. Okay guys, there's the settings for JP8 brass. As you can see, the mode is poly, and the first partial has a sawtooth wave. I don't know if you can see that from here. Let's just zoom down. There's the sawtooth wave illuminated in the oscillator, and notice that the mono mode is set to poly, and the switch of the portamento is turned off. Now we changed those and we saved it in a registration, and even though it's still called JP8 brass, when we access the registration, it does not play like JP8 brass. It plays like what we've changed it to. And yet the original JP8 brass is there to be recalled whenever we feel like. How are we going to show you that now? Well, we're going to go on to the VR-09, and we are going to select the registration. Okay, here we are seeing the synth JP8, because that's what we selected with the front panel controls. We press the bank button and it switches to bank 9, which is where we saved the... So we press enter to stick with bank 9, and we go to modified 2, which is position 2. And now we should find it playing differently. Notice how it sounds differently. It's still saying JP8 brass in the display. When I read the modified registration, it still says JP8 brass in the display. But when I read it into the iPad, as you can see, it has changed, because it's saying mono, and the portamento is on, and the time is higher. And also I changed the wave on 1 to triangle, and made some changes to the levers. So we are in fact getting what we desired out of it. When I use the front panel switches and I switch it back to JP8 brass using the front panel controls, and I read it again, lo and behold, it's back to the original factory preset with the sawtooth wave in partial 1, poly as the mode, and the portamento is switched off, and the lever is in some different position. So there you have it, short and sweet, folks. You can in fact edit your preset voices, save them in the registrations, and even though they have the same name as the presets, they do not overwrite the original presets. You can always get them back by just going back to the front panel control. So that's good news, because your presets are always with you, and so are your modified tones. And we've just busted a myth, and also, as a matter of fact, defeated the situation that I was complaining about on Before You Buy the VR-09 keyboard. So I don't know if this was the way it was in older versions, but with the new updated app and the new versions of the iPad, the newer models of the iPad, you're getting that problem rectified, if it ever was a problem. Thank you for watching the Stephen Mendes channel, and we'll see you soon again.